At the end of every conquest, a winner must emerge. The United States of America has yet again shown the world the strength of its democracy. Donald Trump of the Republican Party emerged as the 47th President of the United States, defeating Kamala Harris, the Democrat presidential candidate. There were tears shed, a crushing sense of disappointment, and an outpouring of love among Americans as the results were being announced. While some celebrate Trump's emergence,
I'm feeling very hopeful. There's so much support for President Trump, and our country really just needs a new direction.
There are many who believe that he is not fit for the job because of the legal contention surrounding him. But where does that leave the African continent?
I'm not a pro-Trump person. Even though I'm a Christian, I'm not a pro-Trump person because Trump does not represent Christian values in any way. He has been known to be a grifter. He has a history of bankrupting his businesses, of not paying his workers, of being a sexual molester. Even in the period of the elections, he was found guilty of 35 charges by a court. In fact, to the extent that even because of his past practices, he can't even do business in New York. That was why he left New York, which was his former base, and moved to Florida. So, for a convicted person to run for the highest position of authority in a country like America speaks volumes. Because even within America itself, if you are a convict, you've been convicted in the past, there are certain things you cannot do. You cannot do by the laws of America. You cannot. Not to talk of running for the position of what we regard as the most powerful position in the world.
Now, in the case of perhaps people celebrating Trump's victory, perhaps they align with his vision and his personality. You and I know that Trump is a strong personality who believes in what he believes in. Obviously, those who support him from this end aligns with that personality of his. Not necessarily about the Republican, so to speak. The fact is that they align with Trump's personality and what he believes in. Perhaps that's why he enjoys the kind of support from this part of the world.
Congratulatory messages have since been pouring in from leaders and technocrats across the world, hoping that Trump's administration would mean a stronger diplomatic and economic ties.
America needs someone who can stand firm. To be honest with you, to some extent, perhaps, if I'm to support Trump, these are the areas I would want him to come in and make a decisive stand. It's up to him to take a firm stand and say, enough is enough. That's why perhaps I believe that is really part of what worked against Harris, because Americans they felt like, can she really take a firm stand? Can she take a decisive action over some of these whole regional wars and here and there? So I believe Trump can bring some lasting peace to all of this.
To better make sense of what Africa stands to gain in the second coming of Trump, we spoke with political and global affairs analysts to offer their own perspective.
So if we must learn from these people, we must learn about value consensus, national values, national character, brinksmanship. Democracy is bound to project all sorts of ill emotions, ill feeling, but how we manage it is what makes us democratic. How we manage it is what leads to political maturity.
So for me, it goes back to the government. The Jackpot syndrome is because the government is not doing what they ought to have been doing, because we have the mineral resources, we have the human capital, we have the brains, we have the talents. All we simply need is the government should give us a level playing ground, provide basic amenities, and things will strive. The number of people trying to jackpot. When I drive past embassies and I see crowd and like a marketplace, it pains my heart because these people are not living because they want to live. They are living because they felt like their country has failed them.
Though Trump was strong on illegal migration in the lead up to the polls, many Nigerians are expressing worry because of the huge population of undocumented Nigerians in the US.
A lot of the immigrants that he wants to close the door to in America, they're the ones who do most of the menial jobs. It's not just a matter of cleaning mortuaries or working in restaurants. Even in the fields, agricultural fields, they're the ones who do the harvesting. The menial jobs that the average white American will not do. This is what the immigrants do. So he has a very wrong attitude to it, and it's going to and that isolationist attitude is going to affect whatever this is so-called issue of tariffs. He has a total misconception of what tariffs are. If you impose tariffs in form of protectionism, the other people are also going to retaliate by imposing tariffs, and that means that the only people who benefit from it are the rich people. The poor people are going to suffer.
If you are there illegally, find a way to regularize your document. If you cannot regularize your document, go back to your country, find a legal means to come into the country. And that's the truth. I mean, you protect your borders because at the end of the day, America is like a major target to terrorists around the world. So what he's doing, I support him 100%. And or if you are not there legally, then start planning. If you are not there legally, start planning how you're going to either use night bus to come back to your country or use plane or whatever.
But I won't say that is one of the reasons why the Nigerian external, supported him. But if you look at internally, I think that is one of the factors that attracted many American voters to him, because everybody in society too, we know that every nation wants to enjoy their own good, their own productivity, their own labor, their own talents. They want a secluded or secured environment free from foreign influences. So if you allow people of people who are not up to do, you understand, have these assets, then the US ceases to be the US. You understand, becomes home for all sorts of G canary.
Immediately Trump was announced, the global economy picked up. The US dollar and forex markets gained value. Many have attributed it to his involvement with businessmen like Elon Musk. Kamala Harris has congratulated Trump for his victory and committed herself to the growth and development of America. What this means is that the election enjoyed a certain number of transparency.
The election that held in the United States of America was, in fact, if there's anything like that, 100% free and fair. Yeah, glaring. I mean, everybody knows that. I mean, no contestation, no argument whatsoever. It was, it's an election to note. The current vice president, that is the Democratic Party contestant, congratulated President Trump some days earlier, I think 3 days before they called the other states, the results of the other states. That's amazing because they know at that particular time, there's no swing and all.
I'll look at one, decentralization, and the other one, transparency. You understand, if you decentralize power, if INEC trusts in their officials, enable them to carry out the vote counting and collation at various local governments, you understand, you give them that authority, they do it. And also transparency. The process of counting this ballot, the process of collation of this ballot should be transparent. Let the media be there, let the security agency be there, let political officials, representative of political parties be there. You understand, we must try to make our electoral process less cumbersome.
Many will be hoping that Trump will be instrumental in bringing peace and a ceasefire deal for Israel and Hamas, and also a possible truce between Russia and Ukraine to stop the war and genocide. In Abuja for True Vision TV, Ebere Anebo.